Hey guys, Robbie Falk here from Bridgestone Arena, closing out day one of the SEC tournament here in Mississippi State. Knocks off LSU tonight in the first game of the SEC tournament for the Bulldogs, 91-62, the final score. Mississippi State able to come out on top in a really well-rounded ball game by the Bulldogs. Last year they played LSU in the second round of the tournament and came away with a 10-point win. Tonight there was no doubt for Mississippi State, and really was no doubt from the midway point of the first half on. State went on a 10-minute stretch there to close out the half where they did not allow a field goal by LSU, and they were able to push the lead out to 20 at halftime. Very sluggish start to the second half. The first 5 minutes were really tough by the Bulldogs, and LSU was able to close that gap down to 11, but I thought State really responded well. They went on a 17-0 run after that to leave no doubt. And I thought the defense was good for most of the ball game. I would say probably, 30 minutes, 25 minutes of the game, State was stellar on defense. In the other part of the game, they had some tendencies to break down a little bit, and LSU was able to get the best of them. But really, the defense was strong for most of the ball game for Mississippi State. And the offense really hit some spurts there where they were great. 26 points for Josh Hubbard. He has averaged, I think, 30 points in 3 games against LSU over the last 2 years. Had 30 in the first meeting against LSU just a couple of weeks ago, and he comes out with a really good game tonight with 26 points. He hit 6 of 12 three-pointers. Really got State started in what was their best game of the season, shooting threes. 15 three-pointers in the ball game today, which was the most since 2019. 44% shooting from three-point range, second best of the season. Their best coming in the first game of the year when they made 14 threes and they shot 46%. So this was a excellent ball game for Mississippi State. A lot of guys got in the mix, had a big games. Nobody else had double digits outside of Josh Hubbard, as he was able to score 26, but it was really a wide range of guys scoring today. MJ Russell comes off the bench and does a pretty good job in this game as well. This is the second time this week I've separated myself from everybody. There's been nobody around me making any noise, and here we go. So the State now moves on to round 2, and this is the big game for Mississippi State. I don't know what it does for the Bulldogs if they win or if they lose. I don't know if it moves them up a seed line. I doubt it at this point. It looks like State's kind of in that 8-9 range, and so State's kind of where they are right now with the as far as the seeding is concerned, that 8-9 range. They might move up to an 8. Some projections have them as a 9. I'm very interested to see what happens on Selection Sunday. But for the most part, what you really want here, if you're Mississippi State, is you want to be playing your best basketball at the right time. And I think State played really good basketball on Wednesday night. They came out and they played well defensively. They were really efficient on the offensive side. Turnovers were kind of hit or miss. I think they had 13 turnovers in the ball game, but you got production up and down the lineup in different ways. It was just a well-rounded game for Mississippi State, and that's exactly what you're looking for this team now as you're going into postseason play. And you wanted to come out in this first game. You wanted to play really well, and they did. Like I said, a 5-minute spurt there right after halftime was tough, but State controlled themselves. They got back into the fight, did what they wanted to do, and I thought they were excellent in the final 15 minutes of the half, and they were excellent in the final 10 minutes of the first half. So that's what Mississippi State needs to look like. Now, LSU is not the style of play that really bothers this team. Style of play that really bothers this team is what they're going to see on Thursday night. And this was a ball game that was just dominated by Missouri in the regular season. I talked to some players after the game in the locker room about that game that they played against Missouri the first time around, and the big thing that they talked about was they really overlooked Missouri that first time around. Missouri was kind of in the early stages of becoming what they would become later on in SEC play when they became really impressive. They had the 6th man of the year in Caleb Grill, who was just unbelievable in the first meeting, and they shot the lights out from 3. They hit 15 three-pointers against Mississippi State. They were shooting them from all over the court and hitting them, especially Caleb Grill. And that's the key for Mississippi State. They're going to have to defend the three-point line. We're back to, the difference in the ball game for Mississippi State in these games against these teams is going to be the three-point line. Can Mississippi State knock down their shots, and can they keep the other team from hitting a lot of three-pointers? If Missouri hits 10-plus three-pointers, history this year says it's going to be a tough game for Mississippi State. If the Bulldogs can limit what they do there and be really efficient on the offensive side, then I think they have a chance to win that game. And if you do win that game, you make it to round 3 in the quarterfinals to take on Florida. State winning an SEC tournament championship the percentages are just extremely low. They're going to have to make it all the way to Sunday, and at that point, you're talking about a team that has played 5 games in 5 days. That's a really difficult task, and that's why the regular season is so important, the seeding so important, to get those buys. Mississippi State didn't get it, but winning the SEC tournament I don't think is the ultimate goal here for Mississippi State. I think the goal is to be playing your best basketball and to get to Selection Sunday feeling pretty good about yourself, whether that's with 2 wins for the second year in a row like they did last year, or if it's you get to the second game 2 and done. I don't know. But what you want to see tomorrow is Mississippi State give a ton of effort against Missouri, play their best basketball, and let the chips fall. And if that's a loss, at least you played well. So that's kind of what you're looking for on Thursday. So Mississippi State, Missouri will play at 6 p.m., same time as this one happened here tonight. Really exciting first day. Mississippi State and LSU was the only blowout of the day. Every game was competitive. Arkansas, they let South Carolina back in the game. They got up by 16. South Carolina got back in it, had a chance there late. And then we saw Vanderbilt get back in it as well against Texas. And then a game that just happened here, Oklahoma and Georgia, came down the wire before Oklahoma was able to win. So the 2 former Big 12 teams advancing and getting wins in their first ever SEC tournament games. And we'll see what happens in day 2. Really exciting day coming up tomorrow. Ole Miss enters the mix. Missouri enters the mix. I forget who else, but it's going to be a really exciting day on Thursday. So you check back for more coverage here on Maroon and White Daily. I have a couple of stories up. Josh Hubbard becomes the first player in MSU history with 2 100 3-point makes seasons. I didn't even say that correctly, but no one had ever made 100 3-pointers in a year at Mississippi State, and Josh Hubbard's now done it in 2 seasons in a row. And he's already well over 1,000 points scored in just 2 years. Just an unbelievable player, and doing some unbelievable things. He's going to go down as one of the all-time greats before it's all said and done, but he's got a lot of work to do and a lot of work ahead of him, and he's not done anytime soon. So Mississippi State's not done anytime soon either. They're going to have at least one more game here in Nashville and then get ready for the NCAA tournament. We'll see what happens. We'll be there to cover it all. Appreciate you guys for checking in. Don't forget to subscribe to this channel if you haven't already, the Maroon and White Daily channel. Like it, share it. Do whatever you can to get the message out there. Come check us out at Maroon and White Daily. If you haven't joined us at maroonandwhitadaily.com, $1 for the first week, you get a good look at what we got to offer. We got our March Madness sale, so come check that out today. We would love to have you over there. You can be a part of the best community of Mississippi State sports fans out there. All right, guys, appreciate you. I'm signing off for tonight. I'll be back on Thursday for some more Mississippi State coverage, and we'll catch you down the road.